showers out there. We'll talk more about weather here coming up in just a little bit. In the meantime, this morning on KRIM's Community Spotlight, we're talking community health. And matter of fact, with us, Janice Chesser. She's from, and what's your position with Hill County?
Community health specialist.
Community health specialist. And now, this goes a lot of different directions. We were talking a little bit before going on the air today, and you know, community health, there's a lot of different moving parts to that equation. And you've been busily working on all of them.
You guys are so good for the support. I am a community health specialist with Gila County,
Right.
and I focus with Arizona Health Zone, which is SNAP education. And in Arizona, SNAP education is called AZ Health Zone. And SNAP is Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And it's used to be called food stamps.
Right.
And so my component is to educate and focus on the families and people receiving the SNAP benefits for healthy living and active living, and make sure that they have equal accessibility to parks and food, and it just covers a lot of areas, and it's a great job.
And with the, you know, with what used to be food stamps, the way that's delivered to people in need now is it's a whole different thing. With in this day of all the electronics that we carry around with us and everything, things have changed quite a bit.
I believe it was around 2008 that they changed from the coupon booklet that you used to receive for food stamps and went to the EBT cards, electronic benefit system or transactions. Right. And so now it's loaded monthly, and it's not a coupon benefit, and it's taken grocery stores, several restaurants, and then of course with the pandemic there's been a lot of additional funds.
So I can use this not only at the grocery store, but at some restaurants too.
There are some. I noticed there's some signs up, Subway and some other places. For
nice.
So.
Well, that makes sense. And now, one of the things that you were saying before going on the air today was that there really is no reason that anyone should be going hungry. I mean, there's enough programs out there to handle just about anybody at whatever level of need they have.
Well, it sure appears that way. With researching, Payson has two main food banks, and I apologize if I'm wrong, but the ones that I'm working with. And
right.
So they have St. Vincent de Paul on St. Phillips, and they have the Presbyterian Community Deacons Pantry
right.
down on Main Street. Mm-hmm. And between the hours that they're open, you can go weekly, and they don't ask for a lot of information. They basically just want to feed you. So between that and then of course the warming center and other places, there's food for everybody.
Good stuff. Now, first of all, if people aren't familiar with this, you know, this last year has been kind of a crazy one with COVID and everything going on, and a lot of people that you know, maybe weren't having any financial challenges before that, maybe have been unable to work this year or whatever, and so that's brought up you know, some other challenges. But if people haven't checked into all the different possible benefits that are available to them, it's really not hard to do, right?
No, and in fact, the best place, let me get my phone numbers for you, is our Community Action Program, our CAP office here in Payson. And they recently moved when they changed the county buildings and are building our new building. But they are over.
It's a good time to move, by the way.
There you go. They are next to Mike's Fish and Chips on
right.
Bayline.
Yeah.
And so the phone number there, if you guys want to write it down, is 928-474-7192. And Doreen or Elsa there can point you in the right direction. There is a ton of federal assistance available to families now. Everything from rent assistance, utility assistance,
wow.
Dog food, cat food. There's a whole pet thing that I wasn't aware of. So there is, they're basically the hub for a lot of things, and they will point you to the right direction. They're fabulous.
Wow, very interesting. And so obviously, you know, when people get into a situation where they are struggling a little bit, that struggle can go a lot of different directions. So, and it sounds like you're filling a lot of those gaps. That's a great thing.
I'm trying, and you're segueing right into our farmers market thing, aren't you?
Oh, there you go. Well, tell us more about that.
So I will. One of my big things I'm so excited about is I want to make sure that everybody is aware that our Payson Farmers Market, they're open from 8 to noon through September 18th on Saturdays in Sawmill Theater. Lorian and John do a fabulous job running it, and they do accept EBT cards which means on top of that, there is also a double up program going on. There is no cap on it. Last year, I believe it used to be $20. Currently, there is no federal cap on it. So if you come to the information booth in the center of the market and bring your EBT card, you can check out just like you would at the grocery store with your PIN, and say you do a $40 transaction, you get $40 in SNAP tokens for anything edible at the market. So anything not cooked, like you could buy frozen tamales but not cooked tamales.
Right.
And then you double that. You get an additional $40 of double up tokens that are used for fresh fruits and vegetables.
Nice.
So it's basically free food. And the program also is extended for the WIC program. It's actually FMMP, which is all the acronyms, Farmers Market Nutrition Program Supplement, and also the senior program. If you're in the commodity program and have your yellow card,
right.
You get a $50 booklet for the summer, and then the WICs get a $30 additional. So it's free fruits and vegetables that support our farmers, and it's
and you're getting good quality stuff too. That
Absolutely.
hasn't been maybe all of the various chemical compositions haven't been messed with like perhaps in other places where you can get some produce. I'm stumbling around my words, but I think you know what I mean. The bottom line is, I mean, this is good quality stuff, and sounds like some screaming deals.
Well, and the other thing that I was not aware of, and I am really excited about promoting and hopefully to do something really big with it next year, is you can buy food producing plants with your EBT. So you can buy tomato plants.
I can buy the tomato plant.
Correct.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping to do some kind of a kid program and do something to where, to increase farm to table, being able to, grow your own food. So it's an awesome program. And I'm sure there are people even on receiving the benefits that just aren't aware of it.
I had no idea that there was those kinds of things available. Anything that you can do to help teach people how to, grow their own, I think that just makes sense. So now with that, I mean, is there, you have some funding to help people buy the tomato plant, but I mean, are there information sources for people that, maybe aren't real sure, how to care for a tomato plant and give them the pointers that they need to be successful?
Absolutely. I haven't actually totally dwelled into that whole area of it, but I do know between Plant for Nursery with their knowledge, the McCombs are fabulous, and of course our community garden is fabulous. So hopefully we'll, by the time I kick that off, that we'll be able to offer some kind of classes and work with gardens. So.
Wow, that sounds interesting. But wait, there's more. One of the things that you were mentioning to me just before we went on the air is not only, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to all this food and everything, but you're actually also helping people just get out and exercise more too.
One of my whole goals, we have several strategies that we work in, and one of them is active living. So components to that is assessing our parks, our recreation facilities, trails, and it's actually a state requirement. And then we're not judging or reporting, we are helping. So AZ Health Zone is here to just help, just make things. Like one of my projects is signage at Rumsey Park. When you pull into Rumsey Park, unless you know where you're going, you didn't know they had a pickleball court. So in assessing it, just by blind eyes, not trained or anything, and realizing that could be a need. So I'm hoping to pursue some kind of signage there with through the state. Working with the senior center to help get our seniors active, and Laura and I have set up Heart and Souls, SOLES. I think it's unique.
I like that.
It's our little walking club, and we meet every Tuesday morning, currently at 8 o'clock, but in July, I should say at 7 now. We're going to start at 7 in the morning because of the heat, but we meet at the Military Memorial,
right?
There at Green Valley, and just walk as long as you want to. It's just fun to maybe walk with friends and not walk alone.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And you get a chance to meet some people and enjoy camaraderie as you get a little bit of exercise, and it's a lot more interesting than if you were doing it by yourself.
There you go. Well, also with the seniors, we hope to be doing some classes as soon as things are opening up a little bit more, and so I'm hoping to do some nutrition classes. I have like a 4-week series that we're working on putting it in the schedule through the senior center, and also Pineview Manor Senior Apartments.
Mhm.
Met with Karen and really excited to work with them and see what we can do, get going there, and also another walking club just in that neighborhood. So get people out and about.
So when you're helping people, learn more about nutrition, what angle are you coming at that from, as far as just making sure that people understand the different food groups and how you need to have a little bit of everything, or what's the overall focus?
It's basically all based on my plate, which is the old food pyramid is now, everything
Right.
changes. You have name
Oh, yeah.
changes, you have, but I guess it's.
Next year it'll be the food ellipse.
Yeah, there. But the whole My Plate program, and it is basically trying to push healthy choices. You can buy a lot of snacks and things on with your SNAP benefits also,
Mhm.
and fresh is always better.
Sure.
The other component that we realize is like with the food banks, there's food that's given that people don't know what to do with. I know that a lot of people will relate to the yellow peas that are at the food bank. They're like dried split peas, but they're yellow, and people don't know how to cook them or what to do with them. So one of the things that I've taken on is researching the recipes, the approved recipes through the Health Zone.
These are like chickpeas or what?
They're actually yellow split peas. So
Yellow
like
split
split pea
peas.
soup, like lentil almost.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But people use them for art projects because they, in reality,
Throw it at the wall, see if it sticks.
And a real good example was the canned salmon. Canned salmon's awesome,
Yeah.
but when you open it up and you don't know what to do with it, it's a little difficult. So we provided recipes for like salmon meatballs and things that,
Oh, there you go.
kid-friendly things so that people know how to work with what they get.
And a little bit can do a lot. As a matter of fact, just last night I was fixing up some ground turkey meatballs, and with the right seasonings and everything and prepared properly, you don't even know it's turkey. It's good stuff.
Turkey's good for you.
Oh yeah, I know. but it's like when you compare it to a good beefy meatball, it's it's a tough competition, but you can actually make them taste very good.
You sound like my husband.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all about the beef. Anyway, the helping people. Get and stay healthy is really at the core of what you're focused on.
Well, and there's a difference between, I was really intrigued and had just been blessed to learn the whole health language that Arizona is changing to. And it's not necessarily lose weight, it's be healthy. I mean, we've all have the COVID pounds and things that
Sure.
have added. And so that was one thing that struggle that I had is here I'm pushing nutrition and I'm overweight myself, but I know what to do and it takes a while and you can be healthy and active.
And I've known some overweight people in their mid-90s, so don't let it freak you out too much. And one of the things that when I think we can all think back and we've all heard the term, hey, there's no free lunch, and that's really not true. There is a free lunch.
There is a free lunch, and I'm also excited. One of the other strategies I have is childhood and dealing with the school district.
Mm.
So working with Mary Jo Turvey that's over in the district, she is pushing and they have free breakfast and lunch for anyone 18 years and under. So it is on all through summer. I don't know if people realize it. You do need to contact her 472-5703, and it's Mary Jo, and she will explain to you how to do it. It's going on from the 7th of June all the way through July 30th, 8 to 1, and it is just being 18 years and younger to pick up your food.
Wow.
So
So-
I believe they're distributing out of Julie Randall.
Right. And now, where does the funding for all of these different programs, does this come down from the federal level to the state and the county level?
It does. It's funneled down through federal, through USDA
Wow.
funding, and there is just extreme. The COVID relief funding is amazing, and they're continuing it through next school year for lunches for students also.
And you just really got involved with this with the county just before COVID hit. So what an amazing force feeding of technique and logistics you've had. This had to be a pretty interesting last year and a half or so.
It was fun. I left PCK and moved on to the county and started in February of 2020.
Right.
So, and then of course we got sent home in March of 2020. So it's been interesting, but it gave me a lot of time to learn, to be able to absorb everything before jumping out. So I'm excited about the opportunities with COVID lifting.
And, this is something that, first of all, if you have a need, people shouldn't be apprehensive about asking for a little bit of help, because there's a bunch of help out there. And so why struggle when there's so many resources that are, have been brought to bear here in our area. And there's a lot of people that do take advantage of this, and I mean that in a positive way.
Right.
This has become a big saving grace for lots of folks here in Gila County.
Well, and we have, if you're apprehensive at all about going to the farmer's market or using your ABT card, come and see us. We have an AZ Health Zone booth right behind the information booth, pretty much every Saturday. And we're there. I have a team of navigators, which help you navigate the market. I didn't make that up, but that was kind of a fun thing too.
Wow, there you go.
But they will help, wonderful group of lady volunteers that will assist you on where to go to spend your tokens and which booths take it. It is just a fabulous group of people again this year that are out there, and I was excited.
What a great little bit of synergy you've got going on, though. I mean, with the local farmers market, I wouldn't have guessed. I would have thought that this would have had to have been through other channels, but I mean, this is a great opportunity to get some good quality stuff, grown right here in Arizona, and save a few bucks in the process.
It is. It's all good. It's all good.
So roughly,
I'm making sure what else I forgot to tell you.
What kind of? Do you have any rough numbers of people that your department currently serves in Gila County?
I do not. I don't work on the registering people or signing them up for SNAP. It's more on the education end.
Right.
The only number that sticks in my head when you ask me anything, I was really excited because I know Farmers Market broke records the second or third day with our publicity we've been able to get out about using your SNAP.
Wow.
So that made me happy that at least it's,
And obviously,
I'll come back in the end and tell you how much better we did. How's that?
Well, it sounds like a lot of people have been, happy to see how this stuff can be used now, even at the farmers market and stuff. And the other things you have going on as far as taking, again, doing these walks out of Green Valley Park and everything. I mean, especially for folks that, maybe you're single and you're sitting around, you don't really know, too many other people to call to go out walking with. I mean, here's a group that, want to get together, once a week, and it's a great opportunity. So you don't feel like you're out there all by yourself, but who knows, maybe you'll meet some new friends.
There you go. It's a pretty fun group.
Gotta love it.
I also wanted to make sure that I didn't leave without mentioning the Arizona Sunshine event. And I believe that we had the first one in Payson in 2019. Last year was canceled, obviously, due to COVID. And this year's is July 23rd and 24th. It's at Julia Randall Elementary. And they are definitely looking for volunteers. But it's an event, it's a medical event to serve the underserved people of Payson. So all you have to do is show up. There is free dental, free eyeglasses,
Wow.
Nutrition planning. The county will, I believe we're doing COVID vaccines there. I don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%, and we were talking about doing STD testing and having all of it under one roof and available. It is on a first come, first served basis. So if you're interested in the event itself or volunteering, the website is Arizona Sunshine, and it's SON. So arizonasunshine.com, not .org. And you can go there, you can get information, you can sign up to volunteer. They have childcare there for if you have children and you're receiving the services and you need your child watched while you're there. And I know that's a big need for the volunteer end.
Well, and what a huge benefit for the recipients of these services, and that the folks that maybe can't afford to go to the dentist, but they've got some kind of significant problem that's causing them a lot of pain. I mean, to finally put that to bed, might be a great thing. These people could really help you out.
They do, like I said, dentures and eyeglasses, teeth cleaning. They do it right there on the spot.
Wow.
So it is something definitely to look into. I know they just had the Prescott event last week, and I know there's 2 or 3 in the state. So it's not brand new. It's centered out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church on St. Philip's. That's
Very interesting.
one of the lead groups.
Now, so as far as the practitioners that are involved in this, do they come from all over?
I believe that there are local Payson,
Oh, wow.
and unfortunately I'm on the committee, but I don't have names
Yeah,
or
that's-
know who's
that's
doing
cool.
it. So
But hats off to them for doing what
absolutely,
they
and I
do.
wish I could give them
No, I
more
hear you.
credit.
But that's and that, again, that's coming up here in just a few weeks.
It's in July, yes, and it's July. Orientation for the volunteers and setup is on the 22nd, and then the event is on July 23rd and 24th, Friday and Saturday.
And that's ArizonaSunshine.com?
Yes.
And it's Sun, S-O-N, not
Correct.
S-U-N, but S-O-N, ArizonaSunshine.com.
And you'll be hearing, I think, a little bit more about it. I think they were waiting closer to the event, to make sure that it was all a go and in the paper and things. So
Right. Excellent.
I'm sure we'll be getting a hold of you to.
And now, if people want to find out just more about some of the services that your department offers and things like that, is there, again, a main number where people can contact your
Call
office?
me.
And where
Just call me. It is 928-961-0204. And I have to read it just because I don't.
You don't call yourself a whole lot?
Well, I don't on that phone. So,
I understand.
sure. Any questions if you're interested in helping with the farmers market, the Navigator program, if you didn't quite catch all of the information for any of the other programs, the free lunches, the Sunshine event, CAP office information, just excited. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, and hats off to you too, because I mean, not only were you working at Payson Community Kids there for quite a while, but then you made the transition to work for the county and still just doing good things for the greater good of everybody.
I am
love it.
blessed. I am blessed.
Yeah, well, and we are because of everything you're doing. So
Thank you.
keep up the good work. Again, that phone number, if people want to find out more from you, is
928-961-0204.
great. We've been talking with Janice Chester today, and Janice, thanks again for coming in. Keep us posted on this good stuff.
I will.
Keep up
I
the
will.
good
I'll
work.
be back.
All right, we got to get you back to more of your favorite music too. Got some stuff coming up for you from Simon and Garfunkel, Pink Floyd, The Miracles, and a whole bunch more. But first, a quick look at RIM Country weather.
This morning's KRIM.
Just like that.
There you go.
Boobity